module name, list of ports is your first line of your Verilog HDL. So module is the keyword, okay, or basic building block of Verilog HDL. All Verilog HDL program starts with the keyword module, okay. And the next one is module name. Module name, you can mention experiment name. So suppose if you are doing adder, you can use adder as module name. If you are doing subtractor, you can use subtractor module name. Okay, but the condition is the module name should not start with number. Say suppose 1-bit adder. So number, right, should not be the first character, first letter, okay, of your module name. Then the second one is you should not start with dollar. Dollar and number is not a starting letter for module name. That is the rule. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Then list of ports. List of ports is the top level input output ports. Top level input output ports. So the ports which is facing the external environment are users, direct users. Okay, that is called top level ports. So if say suppose this is circuit diagram, this circuit diagram is having 3-level circuit. Okay. So now this is A and B and this is Y. So now A, B, Y is the top level ports. So this is intermediates. So suppose this is W1 and this is W2. So these two fellows are intermediates. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So you
Yes, sir.
top level ports represents the external pins A, B, Y is your top level ports. Okay. So this is your first line of your Verilog HDL. So second line of your Verilog HDL, so starts with the keyword input. So in that list of ports, whatever you mentioned in the first line is explained with or represented with input and output separately. Now I'm saying input. So suppose in 1, in 2, in 3. Okay, semicolon again. So this is the second line of your Verilog HDL. If your inputs are scalar, say 1-bit variable, you can use A, B, C in 1, in 2, in 3, in 4. Okay. If the input is multi-bit value, say suppose vector, then I can claim this as 2:0. Suppose if this is a 3-bit strength, so I can say 2 down to 0, A, comma B. What it says is A is a 3-bit which is having A of 2, A of 1, E of 0 as 3 wires, B is having 3 wires, 3 bits as B of 2, B of 1, B of 0. So input can be declared as scalar as well as vector. So 2:0 says 2, 1, 0. If I say 3:0, it's a 4-bit strength, 4-bit size. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If I say 6 down to 0, it says 7-bit wire. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the second line is input and it can be represented as scalar as well as vector. So now quickly copy this. We'll go for the next line. So I can continue, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So now, third line of your Verilog HDL. So you have to explain what are all the output ports available for this design. So for that, the keyword is output. All the keywords in Verilog is represented in small case. Remember, output, out1, out2, out3. If your output is single bit variable, it can represent as scalar. The same output, if the output is multi-bit variable, output, okay, say suppose output is 4-bit. So what I have to do is, I have to say 3:0, A, comma, B, semicolon. What it says, my output is A is 4-bit size, saying A of 3, A of 2, A of 1, A of 0, 4-bit size. B is also 4-bit size, saying B3, B2, B1, B0. Any doubt?
Sir, should we use both scalar and vector or either one of that?
So based upon the number of wires, suppose if I have 64-bit ALU, so I'll be having A as 64-bit, B as 64-bit. Then I have to say 63 down to 0, A comma B. Are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So based upon the number of wires, number of bit size, the scalar and vector varies. If only one bit is there, it is represented as scalar. A comma B comma C, in 1 into in 3, out 1, out 2, out 3. If the variable is multi-bit, say suppose 2 wires, 1 down to 0, 2 down to 0, 3 down to 0, 63 down to 0, 127 down to 0, multi wires, then you have to define as vector. It depends.
Okay, sir.
Anji. So now this is the fourth line of your Verilog HDL. Okay. So now, sorry, third line. So fourth line, you have to define the intermediate connection. Intermediate connections. So what the intermediate connection is declared using the keyword wire. Wire is the keyword to define the intermediates. Okay. So this wire is also can be mentioned as scalar, say W1, W2, W3, or same interconnection can be declared as vector, saying 3 down to 0, W. So what it says, W is a 4-bit wire which is having W3, W2, W1, W0. Are you there?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
So this is fourth line of your Verilog HDL. Come on.
So wire is all lowercase, right?
All the keywords in Verilog is lowercase. You should not use capital letters for keyword. Hello?
Yes, sir. Copy.
Copied. Copying or copied?
Copy.
Copy.
Copied. ठीक है. So now I'm going for the next page. So fifth line of your Verilog HDL. So number 5 is a function. So this function, based upon the complexity of the hardware, the function, the fifth portion of your Verilog HDL. So you can suppose if the logic is small, only one logic gate is there, so you can describe with only one line function. So if we have million and billion number of logic gates, then may go up to 1 lakh line of Verilog HDL. So this portion is very important. Fifth line is very important. So this decides the function of your hardware, whatever you want to execute. Okay. So the function of Verilog HDL, function of your Verilog HDL, right, is modeled in 3 ways. One is structural modeling. Then the next one is data flow modeling. A third one is behavioral modeling. So in 3 ways, right, you can define Verilog function. You can model 3 levels of function. But the final version, whatever is required for the IC fabrication, integrated circuit fabrication, is structural level or gate level. This methodology is also called as gate level. Okay, this is the required version for the fabrication. So this data flow and behavioral is high level modeling. Okay, whenever the circuit is big, okay, so you can use this methodology, data flow and behavioral modeling, to describe the function. Finally, there will be a tool, synthesis tool. That tool will convert your algorithm or your data flow into the gate level later. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
So the fifth portion is your function. So now actually today I'm going to explain the structural methodology. So in structural methodology, we are going to call all the logic gates. Suppose if I want AND logic gate, right, ready-made AND logic is available in Verilog HDL. So okay, so if AB is the input, Y is the output, so I have to call the primitive AND as AND. Okay, so give some name as N1. N1 is the instant name. Suppose in one circuit I may have 100 of AND gates, hundreds of NAND gates. So in that case, I need to classify with number 1 and number 100. So for that, I'm giving the instant name. This N1 is nothing but instant name. So logic gate name, instant name, and output, comma, in1, comma, in2, comma, in3, comma, in4, semicolon. So this is the way you have to call your AND primitive. If only 2 inputs are there, so you can call AND. N1 is the instant name, Y is the output, A comma B is the input. So for this particular ABY, I can just call as AND N1 Y comma A comma B. It says Y first variable is output, then the next variables are inputs. This is the way we call all our 7 logic gates. If suppose I want exclusive OR, I can say XOR, say instant name as N2, Y is the output, A comma B is the input. So this is the way we can call the primitives and we can interconnect the circuit. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
So now I'm going to use this structural modeling for making the Verilog HDL. Okay. So now this is 5th line. Now this is 5th line. So now my 6th line of your Verilog HDL, right, is one word, end module. Is one line keyword. Okay, there is no gap between end and module. So just one line keyword, continuous word, end module. It says the module, whatever you started, you created, is ending here. That is what it says. Okay. So this is the 6th line of your Verilog HDL. So whenever you are making a Verilog HDL, especially in structural modeling, you please make sure that, so number 1 is completed, number 2 is completed, number 3 is over, fourth line, fifth line, sixth line. Then you'll come to know, yes, you finished your Verilog HDL. Are you there? Okay, so now I'll take one small function, half header. Okay. Hello guys.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
I'll take one small circuit, half header. I'll try to write Verilog HDL. Also, I'll try to simulate today. Okay. No, actually simulation is not possible since many of the students not installed the software. Okay. I'll try to explain Verilog HDL and stop. Next class, I'll try to explain you the simulation. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now, what is half header? Half header is a combinational logic circuit. C, L, C, combinational logic circuit. This circuit takes A, B as input, performs A plus B arithmetic addition and delivers two results. One is sum, other one is carry. Any doubt?
No, sir. Once again, could you
Which one? Which one? Which one you want?
from this from the starting, sir?
Half
I mean,
header.
What
Half
is
header.
carry, sir?
Yeah.
Definition of half header.
Yes, sir.
So definite half header is a combinational logic circuit.
So you didn't
Combinational.
tell about end module.
Yes, sir.
You didn't tell about end module. Number
Combinational
6.
logic circuit.
Yes, sir. You didn't tell about end module. The 6.
End module. Sir, end module is a one-line keyword. Just saying end, program is over.
Oh, okay, sir. Fine, sir.
So just one-line keyword like stop, end. That's all.
Fine, sir.
Your Verilog is ended. Anji?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Understood. Understood.
Yes, sir. Just last line of the Verilog to represent your program is over. That's all. Okay, there is no meaning for that. Just saying completed. That's all. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So now we'll go for the half header circuit. Half header is a combinational logic circuit. So this circuit performs A plus B and delivers two results, sum and carry. Okay. So now, I'll take A, B as variables, sum, carry as output. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm trying to derive the function for sum, function for carry, or circuit for sum, circuit for carry. Okay. So once I derive what is the circuit required for generation of sum, generation of carry, I can make the circuit diagram for half header. Later that circuit I can represent in Verilog HDL. That is the idea. Okay. So for that, for deriving what is sum, what is carry, I'm just applying AB as 0, 0 first case, AB as 0, 1 second case. So AB as 1, 0 third case, AB as 1, 1 fourth case. Okay. So now when you are performing 0 plus 0, your sum is equal to 0, carry is equal to 0. When you perform 0 plus 1, binary addition. Okay, I'm not performing logical addition, I'm performing binary addition. So in binary addition, when you add 0 plus 1, binary addition, 0 plus 1, sum is equal to 1, carry equal to 0. So when you add 1 plus 0, sum is equal to 1, carry equal to 0. When you add 1 plus 1, then the result is 1, 0. 1, 0 is nothing but 2 in decimal, right? So 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, 0, which is 10. 10 is represented as 2 in decimal. Okay. So in that 0 is sum, 1 is carry. This is 0 is sum and 1 is carry. Any doubt? Hello, you can interact with me, my dears. So 32 students are there, right? Nobody's are speaking
Yes,
with
sir,
me.
yes.
So
Yes,
almost
sir.
we are in, yeah,
Sir.
we are in the evening time, right? You need to speak out to give energy for me, my dears. I am in 422, TT 422, sitting in front of my computer and speaking with you, right? No one is there with me except 32 students. So you have to interact. Okay, please.
Sir.
Sir,
Yes, sir. Someone
sir,
is.
then that means the unit digit of the binary is always the sum.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So now, what I have to do is I have to derive the function for S, function for C. That is the target. Now, so if two output variables are there, then you have to find out two expressions. Two expressions will give you two circuit diagram. Okay. So now I'll take sum output. My sum output is 1. That is my logic is high whenever my A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1. Whenever A is equal to 1, B is equal to 0, my sum is equal to 1. So this is second case. Any doubt? So I'm just defining all the one possibility, that is logic 1 possibility. So when input is 0, 1, my sum is equal to 1. When my input is 1, 0, my sum is equal to 1. So this I can represent as 0 as complement variable. So A bar, 1 as real variable. So B. Again, A as real here, B is complement 0. So this expression is nothing but A bar B, which is 0, 1, plus A B bar, which is 1, 0. This plus is nothing but R. If any one case is true, the sum is true. That is what it says. Any doubt?
Okay. No, sir.
This expression is very famous expression. This expression is A exclusive R B expression. Correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now what it says, when I pass AB into one exclusive R logic, so the logic function output is nothing but sum. That is what it says. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now I'm going for the second output. Second output is carry. So now C, which is equal to 1, for only one possible case of input, that input is 1, 1. Correct? When A is equal to 1, B is equal to 1. Both are real, A, B. So your logic is true. Carry is 1. This is again famous logic called AND logic. A dot B is the AND logic. So what it says, when I pass A variable B into one AND logic gate, so the result is nothing but A dot B. So this A dot B is nothing but carry. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
No doubt, sir. No doubt.
Okay, so now I have to, this since actually half adder is a single circuit, so I have to combine all the different circuit, different expressions into one. So for that, I'm taking both A, B, passing to one exclusive R. Exclusive R output I'm connecting to resistor and light emitting diode. So light emitting diode cathode is grounded. Then taking A, variable A, taking variable B, so passing to one AND logic gate. So AND output is connected to resistor, LED, so cathode is grounded. So this is the circuit called half adder. This circuit performs A plus B and gives you sum and carry. So this display is yes, this display is C. Now we'll try to verify how this circuit works. So pass A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0. First row of inputs 0, 0. So now when A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, XOR takes A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, and also takes A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0. Now both the inputs for XOR is 0, so the logic output is true 0. So 0, 0 is the input for AND, output is also 0. So the anode is connected to the lower potential, right? So the LED won't glow. So your sum is equal to 0, carry is equal to 0. So first line of your half adder is verified. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Now I'm applying A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1. So if A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1 is applied to exclusive R as well as AND. Now XOR takes different inputs. So immediately XOR will tell you the output as 1. max voltage. Now the max voltage is connected to the anode of the LED, so immediately the LED glows. If the LED glows, you can call the output as 1, correct? High. So sum is equal to 1. Then if you come to carry section and receives one of the input as 0, so one of the input is 0, definitely AND logic is 0. So this won't make your LED, carry LED to glow. So the carry output is 0. So second line is also verified. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No doubt.
Now apply A is equal to 1, B is equal to 0. A1, B0 makes XOR as true. Since again different inputs makes XOR as true, correct? One of the input again for AND logic is 0, B is 0. So again makes your output as carry as 0, 1, 0. Third combination is also verified. Now apply fourth one, A as 1, B as 1. So makes exclusive OR logic as 0. Reason is when same input comes, XOR will tell you false. So 1, 1, XOR is false. Suppose in case of AND, 1, 1, AND will give you the output as 1, true. So carry LED will glow since it gets max voltage in the anode section. So carry LED will glow, so carry becomes 1. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
So now this is the architecture of half adder. Okay, this architecture we are going to define in Verilog HDL. Come on, make it fast. Copy this.
Sir,
Yes, sir. Doubt?
sir, why do we connect it to a resistor, sir?
Sir, current limiting resistors, sir. Directly, if you connect your LED is a 1 volt, 1.2 voltage device. Okay. Suppose if you are connecting with TTL ICs, so it will be playing with 5 volt. So if max voltage is applied to the anode, sometimes LED may damage. Just to protect your LED from the high excess voltage or excess current, we use this resistor. Resistor is what? Current limiting device.
Yes, sir.
So it limits the current to the LED so that LED is safe.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a doubt. Why is it called half adder?
Yes, you are absolutely correct. I'm expecting this kind of questions. Very interesting. See, whenever you are going for a multi-bit addition, so let me take 1 1 1 1. A is 2-bit, B is 2-bit. So whenever I'm performing 1 plus 1, I'll get my 1 0, right? So 0 as sum, 1 carry I have to pass to the next stage and add. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So what happens? This circuit, right, won't support the carry. Whenever the carry comes from the previous fellow, this circuit won't support. Since only AB is available. Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if C in is required, carry in is required, one more additional input is required apart from AB.
Okay, sir.
So that is the reason this fellow is called as half.
Yes, sir.
This adder won't support full addition.
Got it.
So the one which you have drawn, is it the standard half adder circuit, or we have any other different types, something like that?
Hello. Yes. Please repeat your question.
Like this one, you have drawn a half adder circuit right now. So this is the standard
correct.
one, like, or we have like different types of.
No, this is standard. This is standard. Reason is some section is implemented using XOR, carry is implemented using AND. So one XOR and AND is required for half addition.
So basically, we can change those and or XOR, like based on changing that, we'll be getting different kind of half adder.
No, that is the reason we are deriving, my dear. See, sum is 1 for two possible cases, 0, 1 and 1, 0. So 0, 1 and 1, 0 is true only for XOR. That is the reason you are connecting XOR for generating sum. Hello?
Yes, sir. Getting it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Please. So this is standard. No one can change.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Come on, once you complete, please tell me. I can proceed here.
So what is the application of this?
Yes, sir. See, I have a 64-bit adder. 1 minute. I'll use this last section. So I have 64-bit adder. So in that 64-bit adder, A is 63 bits, starting from 63, 62, ... 0. B is 64-bit, saying 63, 62, ... 0 bit. Okay. So now, whenever this 0 is called as least significant bit, so A of LSB, B of LSB, whenever there is no carry from the previous fellow, whenever the LSB is added, you can go for the half adder. Whenever the LSB, least significant bits, you want to add, you can use half adder. If you are going for a full adder supports the full addition with the carry. Okay, full adder needs 5 logic gates, but in case of half adder needs 2 logic gates. So 3 logic gates is saved because of the LSB addition.
Okay.
So wherever the least significant bits, yes sir. Yes sir.
Nothing, sir. Nothing.
Yeah, wherever you want to add LSB, whether it is addition or multiplication or any application, my dear. So a least significant bit addition is used with half adder. Reason is, so just for using half adder, you are reducing 3 logic gates. 3 logic gates indirectly reduces 12 number of transistors internally. So if you take million and billion, so it will reduce almost 10,000 transistors. So finally, it saves your cost.
Fine, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay, so now I'll go for the next version, that is how to make Verilog HDL according to the general structure for this particular circuit. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now I'll redraw the circuit for making Verilog HDL. So AB, which is connected to exclusive OR, output variable is sum. A, B is the input variable. Same AB is connected to AND logic and the output is called C. This is the architecture of half adder. Now for this architecture, I have to make Verilog HDL program. Okay. So now we have 6-line mantra, correct? General structure. So we'll try to follow the lines one by one. First line of Verilog HDL is what?
Module.
Module. So all your Verilog HDL starts with the keyword module. Module name I can use as experiment name. Experiment name as half adder. List of ports I have to mention. So actually S and C is external output, AB is external input. So all are visible. So I can say S, C, A, B. So this is the total number of ports available for this circuit. So first line is completed. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No doubt, sir.
So second line of your Verilog HDL defines the input. So the keyword is input. So out of 4 variable SCAB, you are going to define which one is input. So I'm going to define A comma B as input using the keyword input. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Third line of your Verilog HDL defines output. So out of 4 variable SCAB, which one is output? Yes, C is your output. So SC is defined as output in third line.
Hmm.
No doubt, correct?
Yes, sir.
So now fourth line of Verilog HDL is what?
Intermediate connection.
Intermediate connection.
Intermediate connection. My dear guys, so whenever you have more than one level circuit, more than one level in the sense 2 level or 3 level circuit, will be having interconnections. Now let me explain you. See, this is level 1 circuit. If level 1 circuit drives one more second level, then this portion, this interconnection is nothing but wire or interconnection. This is external, this is external. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now your half adder is a one level circuit. AB is applied, sum is delivered. AB is applied, carry is delivered. Correct? So there is no interconnection for this particular circuit. So no fourth line for this particular half adder. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So now fifth line of your Verilog HDL, you have to represent how many logic gates are there. So for that, you have to call the primitives, inbuilt primitives. Okay. So now I have 2 logic gates with me for making half adder. So let me use first primitive XOR. It says XOR is the logic gate I'm going to use. So N1 is the instant name. S is the output of XOR. A comma B is the input of XOR ended with semicolon. It says AB is applied to exclusive OR logic as input. Sum is obtained as output from exclusive OR logic. That is what it says. Any doubt?
No doubt, sir.
No, sir.
Now for making carry, I have to use one more logic gate. That logic gate is what? AND. So let me put my instant name of AND as N2. So output of the AND is C, carry. Input of the AND is A comma B. So semicolon, ended with semicolon. What it says, AB of the input is connected to AND logic gate. So C is obtained from as output from the AND logic gate. That is what it says. So fifth one defines all the logic primitives, whatever is there. So I have only 2 logic gates in my circuit diagram. So 2 logic gates are called and it is constructed with respective input and output. Any doubt?
No doubt, sir.
No, sir.
So the last line, 6th line of your Verilog HDL by default is end module. So now this is Verilog HDL. Now you forget about this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So you start from module and end with end module. This is your Verilog HDL. Come on, copy this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any doubts, sir? Hello, please, please. Yeah. Come on, ask me, my dears. Someone want to speak with me? Come on, guys. Who's that?
So,
Hello.
sir, in the Verilog HDL, like
Yes, sir.
the fifth line, that N1 and N2, what does it imply again? Can you tell me?
Instant name. Instant name. See, suppose I have a logic circuit. Okay. So I'm writing here, left side of the board. Please check here. So
Yes,
I have one exclusive OR logic. This exclusive OR logic drives one more XOR. So this XOR is connected with, suppose hundreds of exclusive OR circuit logic gate is there in my circuit.
okay, sir.
So for defining all the exclusive OR, I have to use the keyword as XOR. For all exclusive, the moment if I want exclusive OR logic, I have to call by using the name XOR.
Yes, sir.
But I have to differentiate which one is 1, which one is 100, which one is 89, correct? So that is differentiated using the instant name N1, N2, N3, N4, N5.
Then why we are not giving the name for and also as N1? We can't
Yeah,
use
you
the
can give, Hare, you can give 100%, and is different, so you can start with N1, nothing wrong in that.
Okay, sir. Thanks.
So actually, the purpose why I'm giving 1 and 2 is I'm going to use 2 logic gates, giving first name as 1, second fellow as 2.
Okay.
Okay. So you can give and as N1, nothing wrong in that.
Fine, sir.
Whenever 2 or more AND gates are there, then you have to give the name N1, N2, N3, N4. Even this instant name is not required for a single level.
Okay.
Without this instant name also it will work. But for better practice, always use instant name. That will help your codings.
I get it, sir. I get it.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So, and if we want to like write for another XOR, then how do we like give it? Like putting comma and then same way, like N2 as
No,
my
suppose, एक minute. I'll show you the example. One exclusive OR takes AB as input. AB output is connected to one more exclusive OR. So this is C.
So how do you
Now,
define?
okay. So what I have to do is, I have to say, let me define this fellow, number 1. So number 1 is N1. Output is, say, suppose, let me put this fellow as W1, since this is interconnection. Correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
W1 is the output, A comma B is the input. So 1 is defined. So I'm going to define number 2 now. So again call XOR, say N2, output of this fellow is some S. Yes, C is the input, W1 is another input.
Fine. Yes, sir. Now get it.
Now I'll go for small circuit, right? So with wire. So I'll take subtraction now. Okay. So that circuit is called half subtractor. Half subtractor. Board is visible, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what is half subtractor? Half subtractor is also a combinational logic circuit. The moment I say CLC, which says combinational logic circuit, okay? A circuit which generates output or outputs based on only the present input. Such circuits are called as combinational circuits. Your half adder, half full adder, half subtractor, full subtractor comes under CLC, okay? So now A is the input for half subtractor, B is another input for half subtractor. This circuit performs binary subtraction A minus B and delivers two results. One is difference, other one is borrow. Okay. So now I'll try to write AB combinations and what is difference, what is borrow. Let me differentiate B and BR. BR is output, B is input. Okay. So now AB is the input. So I can feed 4 possible cases for AB saying 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So now when you subtract 0 minus 0, right? So you will get difference as 0. So you won't borrow anything to subtract 0 minus 0. So D is 0, borrow is 0. So now I'm going to subtract 0 minus 1. So 0 minus 1 is not possible. Since 0 is small, 1 is bigger number. So what I have to do is I have to borrow. If I borrow, then BR becomes 1. If I borrow, then my A becomes 1, 0. Any doubt?
No, sir.
0 minus 1 is not possible. So I have to borrow. Then my BR becomes 1. Borrow is 1. Then the number A becomes 1, 0. 1, 0 is nothing but 2 in decimal.
Yes,
So now 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So difference is 1. 0
Yes,
minus 1 will give you difference as 1, borrow as 1. Hello.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So now third case, I'm going for 1 minus 0. 1 minus 0, my difference is 1. I'm not borrowing anything to subtract this since A is bigger.
Yes, sir.
Now the last case is 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1, my difference is 0. My borrow is also 0 since I'm not borrowing anything to subtract this 1 minus 1. Now this is the table for my subtractor. Now what I have to do is I
Can you
have to
explain the second one alone, second case alone?
second case alone. 0 minus 1 is not possible since A, you are subtracting A minus B.
Yes.
Okay. 0 minus 1 is not possible in general since A is small.
Yeah. Yes.
You have to borrow. Always for subtraction of 0 minus 1, you will borrow from the previous fellow. Then BR becomes 1.
Okay. And yes,
When
sir.
BR is 1, the number is bigger. Now the number becomes 1, 0.
Yes, sir.
1, 0 is 2 in decimal.
Okay. Yes. Fine.
2 minus 1 is 1. It says difference is 1.
Thanks, sir. Now I get it.
Okay. So now I have two outputs. One is D, other one is borrow. My D is 1 whenever I apply 0, 1 as input plus 1, 0 as input. So this I can represent as A bar B, A B bar. So this is again famous A exclusive R B. What it says, if I apply AB into one exclusive OR logic, so my result, which is equal to difference. Output of XOR I can claim as difference. Correct?
Yes.
Hello, come on, speak out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now I'm deriving for borrow. My borrow is 1 for only one possibility. What is that possibility? When I apply 0, 1 as input, I'll get my borrow as 1. So this I can represent as A bar into B. Correct?
Yes,
So
sir.
A is connected to an inverter, A bar is obtained, then B is directly connected to an AND logic. So you'll get A bar B as input for AND logic. So this logic will tell you what is borrow.
Yes, sir.
So now I'm going to combine both the circuit. Listen here, AB is connected to an exclusive OR, output is D, difference. So A, which is connected to one inverter, output is connected as A bar. B is directly connected to AND gate. So A bar B is the output. So which will give you borrow. Now this is the circuit diagram for subtractor.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll try to write Verilog HDL for this. First line is what? Module,
Module.
half sub, list of ports D, BR, A, B. Any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Now
No,
see,
sir.
this carry section, sorry, borrow section is having two level circuit. Inverter drives the next fellow. So this is called wire. So this I can claim as W1. Okay. So now I'm defining input. Input for this particular circuit is A comma B. Output for this circuit is D comma BR. Now fourth line is applicable for this. Reason is intermediate connection is there. So I'm using wire W1. Are you there?
Yes. Yeah,
Now this half subtractor is having 3 logic gates. So I have to call 3 logic gates for implementing the function. Now I'm calling the first logic gate XOR. X1. Output of XOR is D. Input of XOR is A comma B. Then I am using NOT gate. NOT X2. Output is W1. Input is A comma A, right? So since only one input for NOT gate, A is input, W1 is output, correct? Hello guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So next
Yeah.
I'm going to use third logic gate
Yes.
and giving the name as X3. Output for AND is BR. Input for AND is W1 is the first input. B is the second input. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Gone out, sir.
So last line is end module. Now this is Verilog HDL for half subtractor. So next class, so we are going to simulate half adder, half subtractor using model sim. Okay. So my biggest request is come with laptop or desktop. Number one, make sure that model sim is installed in your system. With 2 pre-requests, you attend your next lab.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. Thank
sir.
you very much, my dears. Please copy this program quickly.
Yes, sir.
Sir, shall we leave the class?
Once you copied, 1 minute, I will take attendance. Please wait.